Alright, so episode 3, Marvel Zombies. Now, second episode, we kind of had a little bit of a dip, and it was not as good as the first episode. But in this episode, we start off, I believe, where we ended off in What If, where Black Panther, Spider-Man, and Ant-Man are on their way to Wakanda to be safe, seeing as how that's a good area to be. But once they get there, they find out that Thanos is there, and he's got the Infinity Gauntlet, which I don't remember if they had that in What If. I don't remember. I can't remember off the top of my head if that was how it ended. But Thanos is there, and they're trying to fight him off, but they're also realizing that with the Infinity Gauntlet, he wants the Mind Stone to be even stronger and more powerful, and realizing that he is also getting smarter while he's doing that. So they end up fighting him off. Black Panther's able to send him down this, I guess, vibranium power source. I don't even know what to say. And that's what ends up stopping him. But it also sends out like a reality of all these stones being blended. And it ends up warping reality and all of that. So that's all going on. The crew that we have been following have been able to get to land, and then they find New Asgard, which is, I guess, there where they was trying to go. That's what I tried to say, but I couldn't think of what I was trying to say in the last episode. But yeah, they end up getting to New Asgard and are trying to get in, but are being denied and saying that they can't come in at all. And Blade Knight Khonshu ends up coming out and talking to Valkyria and telling her, hey, let us in. You know, we did all of this to get here. We got something that might help us in the end here. She realizing that she's talking to a god, but no one else can see the god here at all. And we end up getting allowed in there, and we see how the Asgards are just kind of relaxing and just eating and drinking and just enjoying their time there, and it's just them there. And we see Thor and is a broken man after his fight with Thanos in the beginning part, and just realizing that he's kind of just given up. He's just done with it. This isn't his fight. As they're all in there, they see Wanda, and seeing that they know she is the queen, you know, she is the dead queen controlling all of them. And like all the Asgards are like, whoa, don't be doing this shit, like put your weapons down. And she's talking to them saying like, do I look like I'm dead? But then they slowly realize that Wanda is dead and she is the queen, and this was all a ploy. She lied to them and everything like that, and the food that the Asgards have been eating was all dead food, and now they're turning into zombies themselves, which Alexei, the Red Guardian, was also eating with them, so he's slowly changing into that. And as they're all fighting it off, Thor is just still sitting there not giving a crap and just kind of giving up. And Wanda apparently wants Kamala to help her in the end to get something. We don't know what her plan is at this point. And they end up fighting it off. We end up losing Baron Zemo in this episode. We lose Death Dealer, which he went out as a badass, I will say. We lose Randall Park in this episode. So we lose a bunch of guys. We also even lose Red Guardian, which I'm not going to give it a con, but it sucks that we lose him in this episode. They end up getting themselves to space to see that the Nova Corps answers their call, but Valkyria is like, whoa, that's a little fast. It should have taken at least a week. And we find out that the Nova Corps has been there the whole time, or at least that's what they're saying. Like, they realize, like, maybe they've been here this entire time, and now, you know, oh, well, they have been there this whole time, and I guess they are making sure that the quarantine stays on the planet and doesn't leave the planet at all. So, kind of a bleak ending. Pros, I enjoyed how they honored Black Panther. I liked that they showed that he still went out as a hero and he didn't turn and he's not infected or anything like that. That he went out defending the Earth and saving the world from even what worse could have happened with Thanos being there. And that he did it in a blaze of glory and showing that he was a true hero and that he is truly missed. Like, it's good to see Black Panther again, but it sucks that this might be the last time we ever see him in anything else. which is rough to see, but I'm glad he went out as a hero that he is. I did also like the bleak ending. I mean, that's kind of how sometimes a zombie movie or show is, that there is no hope at the end of it. And that's where you try and find more strength to keep going. That even though the Nova Corps doesn't want them to leave and they're not going to help, the fact that they did all of this, all the friends that they lost and everything that they went through almost meant nothing. It was completely worthless and it was completely pointless. It was just, I kind of liked how that ending was. It was a very bleak ending and I did enjoy that. The cons. This is like a very small con, but how did Thanos turn? I would like to know how the Mad Titan, the strong beast of a man, was able to turn into a zombie. How did he end up turning into a zombie? I would like to know how that happened. Because at this point, he's not dead. He didn't die. Unless it was explained in What If, and I just don't remember. But, like, this guy is super powerful, and I feel like he wouldn't be taken out that easily. So how did he end up becoming a zombie? Another con. Asgard and Thor, just what the hell? So Asgard is just not giving a crap. Instead of going and maybe helping the world out and trying to save as many people as they can and maybe protect them or even help the people protect themselves, they just are sitting there drinking their asses off and eating like it's nothing and nothing bad could happen to them, and then being so blinded by their freaking selves and not realizing what's going on in the world probably could have saved them. And then Thor not doing anything until the end of the episode when basically it all doesn't matter. You could have saved your people. You could have helped save the world. You giving up right away, I get showing you being a broken man, that's fine. But even after your people turned, you still sat there and did nothing until they were coming after you. And then you finally decided to do something. And then when they're getting pulled back into orbit from Wanda, then you finally do something. What the hell? Like, you are just dumb. And Asgard is dumb. All of this could have been avoided if you just were a little bit smarter or even a little bit better than what you were being drunken idiots about. It was just so dumb how that all was. And then Wanda's plan. We don't understand why Wanda is doing this. What is the driving force behind Wanda wanting Kamala Khan and her being the zombie? And, like, how did she turn into a zombie? Why is she doing what she is doing? What is her end game in all of this? And we haven't really been given an idea of what that is and what her final goal is. It'd be kind of nice. Obviously, she's building an army, but what is she building the army for? She says that she's got to go and beat somebody, that she's not strong enough, but, like, what are we trying to do? So, after all of that, I end up having to give this episode a C. It didn't do anything for me. There was a lot of problems I felt with it, and I feel like the pros really didn't outweigh the cons in this episode, which is unfortunate, but yeah, I'm kind of worried about the fourth episode. The last couple episodes, like, we've just been going down in the grades, so I'm hoping that the next episode we end up on a high and yeah, something. I don't know, but let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this episode. Was it good, bad? What did you like? What did I say that was probably wrong that you didn't agree with? I would love to know in the comments. Also, like always, let me know what you're watching, what you're gaming, what you're reading. Love to hear it all in the comments. And until the next episode, I will see you later.